It might seem intuitive to assume that technology is adopted based primarily on the merits of the technology and its impact on things like productivity. That isn't, however, what new research from MIT shows. Instead, it argues that we tend to invest more in robotics and other automation-based technologies when our populations become older as employers strive to plug gaps in an aging workforce. Demographic change, aging, is one of the most important factors leading to the adoption of robotics and other Indeed, when it comes to the adoption of technologies, such as robotics, the authors argue that the demographics of the population account for up to 35% of the variation between countries. What's more, a similar phenomenon appears to be occurring within countries too, with metro areas in the United States that are aging faster adopting automation technologies faster than areas that are aging more slowly. We provide a lot of evidence to bolster the case that this is a causal relationship. We're obviously in the midst of the so-called Great Resignation, and reports of unfilled vacancies have prevaricated around the world in the past year. It's also true that most developed countries around the world are aging rapidly, with nations such as Japan, Italy, Finland, and Portugal aging the fastest. The MIT research examines a range of industry, demographic, and technological data from the 1990s through to the mid-2010s. The data shows a strong relationship between the age of the workforce, which was defined as the ratio of workers aged over 56 and those aged between 21 and 55, and the adoption of robotics in 60 different countries. The age of the workforce alone was found to account for 35% of the variation in the adoption of robots in a country, as well as around 20% of the variation in the importing of robots into the country. This was especially so in countries like South Korea and Germany, both of whom are aging rapidly.